In a future not too far away, the world had witnessed an incredible phenomenon. Humans, in their unyielding quest for improvement, had embraced cybernetic upgrades, blurring the boundaries between flesh and metal. It was an age where Honka Robotics Corporation reigned supreme. A woman named Mira Killian found herself swept up in an extraordinary tale. The ingenious minds at Honka carefully transferred Mira's consciousness, her very essence, into the body of a cyborg. It's as if they combined the grace of a ballerina with the brawn of a sumo wrestler. Dr. Ouellet, the mastermind behind Mira's transformation, found herself engaging in a spirited conversation with Honka Robotics CEO Cutter. Cutter yearned to place Mira within the ranks of Section 9, an elite anti-terrorism division, as a force to be reckoned with against the forces of chaos. But Dr. Ouellet couldn't help but express her reservations. She knew all too well the intricacies of Mira's transformation and the delicate balance between human emotion and machine precision. Ouellet urged Cutter to be cautious before thrusting Mira into the unpredictable world of anti-terrorism. Can't blame her, really. Imagine Mira, with her newfound superpowers, accidentally mistaking a city park for an enemy stronghold and causing a chaotic cyborg dance party. Not the ideal outcome, I must say. A year had passed since Mira had embarked on her journey, shedding her former self and emerging as a force to be reckoned with, the Major. She stood on the rooftop of a building where a meeting between Dr. Osmond, a representative of Honka, and an esteemed African ambassador occurred. The Major absorbed every word exchanged in that hushed gathering on Section 9 Chief Daisuke Aramaki's orders. She worked alongside Batu and Ladria. Within the conference room, the atmosphere shifted from tension to chaos in the blink of an eye. Geisha bots suddenly transformed into menacing assailants, launching an unexpected assault. Talk about a career switch, dancing one moment, slashing and shooting the next. Against the explicit orders of Chief Aramaki, the Major leaped into action. Employing her advanced technology, she went invisible. Gunfire erupted as the Major unleashed a series of bullets upon the Geisha bots. One of the Geisha bots managed to breach Dr. Osmond's defenses, hacking into his neck and eventually killing him. After the Geisha bot said, "Cooperate with Honka Robotics and be destroyed," the Major extinguished the life of it. The Section 9 team tried to unravel the mysteries. It became apparent that the Geisha bot's malevolent actions were not merely the result of rogue programming. The rest of the team departed, leaving the Major alone with Chief Aramaki. They delved into the ramifications of her impulsive leap into action. The chief reminded her that her soul still resided within the cybernetic shell. Regular meetings between the Major and Dr. Ouellet became the norm, as Ouellet tended to the Major's physical well-being, repairing her body after missions. Yet the Major's fractured past taunted her. Brief glimpses and flashes offered hints of a forgotten life. Ouellet dismissed these ethereal apparitions as mere glitches in the system. However, beneath Ouellet's facade of rationality, a genuine concern for the Major's well-being simmered. The Major and Batu embarked on a high-speed adventure through the bustling city streets. As they were driving, the Major's thoughts drifted to her past memories of a tragic incident involving her family dying. On the road, the Major sees a hallucination of a burning hut. Their journey leads them to Dr. Dahlin, an expert in cybernetic technology. With the lifeless body of a geisha bot as their canvas, the Major and Batu delve into the depths of its artificial intelligence, desperately seeking answers to uncover the identity of the hacker. The Major finds herself transported into a mesmerizing digital realm. A club pulsating with distorted images and beats reveals. But danger lurks within it, as an entity grabs hold of the Major, threatening to consume her. Batu steps into action to rescue her by cutting the connection. Emerging from this experience, the Major says that she knows the hacker's location. They go to a Yakuza nightclub. We're about to see a wild night out at the Yakuza hotspot. The mood quickly shifts as the Major is unexpectedly dragged into a secluded room by two menacing figures. Handcuffed to a pole, and to make matters worse, the room's design hampers the Major's ability to communicate with Batu, cutting off their connection. Talk about bad Wi-Fi reception at the worst possible moment. The Major unleashes a whirlwind of combat skills, taking down her captors with lightning-fast strikes. It's time for a not-so-graceful tango as the Major showcases her moves under duress. She fights back, delivering a forceful kick that sends one of the men flying out of the room. As the room becomes a battleground, a fierce shootout ensues, with Batu swiftly joining to support her. Having emerged victorious from the intense firefight, they now set their sights on their next objective, relocating the hacker. The room they hurriedly enter reveals itself to be a trap. The detonation of a powerful bomb wreaks havoc, causing severe damage to the Major's body and leaving Batu blind. Looks like the bad guys brought their own fireworks display, but they forgot to invite the Major and Batu to the party. Batu undergoes a surgical procedure to replace his damaged eyes with cybernetic ones, while the Major's damaged body is undergoing repairs. In the midst of these developments, a tense meeting takes place between Cutter and Aramaki. Cutter is seething with anger over the Major's unauthorized deep dive. Aramaki, however, reminds Cutter that he ultimately answers to the Prime Minister, not Hanka. The hacker tracks down Dr. Dolly, and he mercilessly rips out Dr. Dolan's eyes. Talk about an eye-opening encounter, but definitely not the kind you'd want to experience. The Section 9 team discovers Dr. Dolan's lifeless body. Amidst the tragedy, the Major's keen instincts kick in as she retrieves a crucial piece of evidence from the deceased doctor's hand, a drive containing a list of Hanka associates, including the name of one familiar face, Ule. The team realizes they are dealing with someone that wants to eliminate anyone connected to Hanka. The hacker takes control of 2 sanitation workers, manipulating them to forcefully collide their truck into Ule's car. I guess we can say that Ule's car got a real dumpster diving experience. Ule survives the impact, but her assailants exit the truck, brandishing firearms. The Major and her partners arrive on the scene, guns blazing as they retaliate against the attackers. The Major sets off in pursuit of one of the men, named Lee, who seeks refuge near a tranquil body of water. Using her stealth ability, she engages in an invisible battle with Lee until Batu intervenes. With Lee in their custody, Section 9 initiates an interrogation to gather information about the hacker's network. Lee reveals that he was on his way to pick up his daughter, but as the conversation progresses, the Major presents him with a photograph. What Lee believed to be an image of his daughter is, in fact, a picture of himself. The shocking revelation points to the hacker's manipulation, implanting false memories into Lee's mind. As the truth unravels, the hacker, now identified as Kuz, seizes control of Lee's body once again, using his voice to deliver a chilling threat to Section 9. Right after that, he is making Lee commit suicide by hanging himself with a cable around his neck. Tagusa, a member of Section 9, manages to trace the signal of the hacker to a hidden location. Meanwhile, the Major discovers Kuza, who is connected to a network of other humanoid cyborg bodies. Kuzi opens up about his past, revealing that he was once a test subject for Hanka Corporation. Unfortunately, due to his deformed outcome, he was deemed a failure and an outcast. Poor Kuz, he didn't get the desired cyborg makeover. The Major notices a tattoo on Kuz's chest, resembling the burning hut from her own haunting hallucination. According to Kuza, Hanka not only failed to save them, but also took control of their lives. Disturbed by these revelations, the Major confronts Ule, seeking answers. Ule discloses that before the Major, there were 98 unsuccessful experiments, making her the first successful one. Looks like the Major is the cyborg version of a lottery winner. Despite Ule's attempts to justify her actions, the Major's anger remains palpable. Cutter, the head of Hanka, orders Ule to terminate the Major, considering her own liability. However, during the termination process, Ule decides to help the Major instead by providing her with an address where she can seek the truth. Taking advantage of the opportunity, the Major escapes, but Cutter shoots and kills Ule and falsely reports to Aramaki that the Major is responsible for Ule's death and must be eliminated. The Major follows the provided address, only to discover that it leads to her old home. To her surprise, her mother is there, who had believed that her daughter had run away and met a tragic fate. The Major's true identity is revealed as Motoko Kusanagi, and her mother senses a glimmer of familiarity in her daughter's eyes. As the Major bids farewell to her mother, she contacts Aramaki, who informs her of Ule's death. In a clever move, they allow Cutter to eavesdrop on their conversation, giving them the upper hand in planning their next strategic move. Meanwhile, Cutter dispatches his men to eliminate the members of Section 9. However, much to Cutter's disappointment, Batu, Tagusa, and Aramaki manage to survive the ambush and successfully counterattack, neutralizing their assailants. Looks like Cutter needs to hire better hitmen or at least give them some target practice beforehand. The Major meets Kuze in a hidden sanctuary, reminiscent of the burning hut from her visions. They both discover that Kuze's real name is Hideo, and their shared history reveals that they were once proponents of preserving the purity of humanity without the interference of cyborg augmentations. Seems like they both had a strong aversion to becoming part machine, part human blend. Cutter dispatches a spider tank to eliminate both the Major and Kuze. Unfortunately, Kuze bears the brunt of the tank's assault, sustaining severe injuries. The Major leaps onto the spider tank's back, determined to dismantle its deadly machinery. Looks like she's not afraid of the spiders. She exerts all her strength, even at the cost of her own well-being. As she tears into the tank's defenses, the strain becomes too much, and her arm is torn off in the process. Yet she manages to annihilate the spider tank. In the aftermath, Kuze extends an offer to merge his consciousness with the Major's. However, she declines, as Kuze gradually fades away. A sniper, under Cutter's command, swoops in on a helicopter and ends Kuze's life. Talk about a sniper with perfect timing, or is it just really bad luck for Kuze? Batu swiftly comes to her aid, rescuing her. Aramaki corners Cutter, leaving him with no escape from the consequences of his actions. Armed with irrefutable evidence and having sought counsel from the Prime Minister, Aramaki charges Cutter with the murder of Uule and for committing crimes against the state. Time to have a taste of your own medicine, Cutter. Aramaki contacts the Major, seeking her consent to administer the ultimate punishment to Cutter. Without hesitation, she grants her approval. Aramaki fires 3 decisive shots, sealing Cutter's fate as he plunges into the depths of his own pool. Looks like Cutter got a splash of poetic justice, and it's not water he's swimming in. The Major pays a visit to her own grave, accompanied by her mother, who has come to accept that her daughter is still alive in her own unique way. The Major's inner thoughts are shared through a voiceover, expressing her realization that there will always be others like her. Embracing her true self, she reaffirms her commitment to Section 9, the team she belongs to, and her duty to protect and serve. With unwavering determination, she embarks on her next mission, leaping off a building into the unknown, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video. If you enjoyed it, why not consider subscribing? By subscribing, you'll never miss out on the thrilling content that awaits you in the future. Are you interested in finding more about the dark and twisted world of phone hacking? Don't miss out. Click on the video linked here right now.